Alright guys, today we're looking at the Samsung Galaxy A22 5G. So this is going to be a phone that is really going to be everywhere as far as prepaid carriers go. You'll see it in Walmart, Boost Mobile, Metro. Going to be a very popular phone once it gets around. So let's go ahead and check it out. It is a budget phone and it costs around $236 right now on eBay. I'll have that link down below. But there are two variants. There's a 64 gig and 4 gig of RAM version, and then there's a 128 gig and 6 gigs of RAM version. I went ahead and got that version, and this is the mint color as well. So let's go ahead and pop this guy open. See what we got in the box here. Okay. No case. Looks like no case with this one. We just have, some paperwork, SIM tool in here. Same old, same old. We got the phone. Then we have our charger, USB-C, of course, and then we have our SIM in here. That is pretty much it. Alright, so the phone, I'm really liking this mint color. Oh wow, I just messed that all up. This one is ripped all kinds of awkward. Alright, let's get that out. And wow, I really like this. This is such a big step up from the A20 and the A21. This feels way more premium. And it just looks more premium as well. Even though they're not doing anything actually different here, it's just it just looks cleaner with the matte back. So it's completely matte back. No fingerprints. Absolutely love it. I love this direction that Samsung is taking with their smartphones lately. So this just looks really solid, guys. Wow, I'm really impressed here with the hardware. So for a $200 phone, you pull this out, no one's gonna know you paid $200 for this phone. That is awesome. So we have our physical fingerprint scanner right here that acts as the power button as well. Volume rockers right here. Quad camera or triple camera setup is what it's looking like here. We also have down below, we have headphone jack, USB-C, and then we have our single firing speaker right here. No stereo speaker, I believe. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and power this guy up, and we'll go ahead and walk you through everything. Alright, so let's take a look at this display. So it is Samsung's TFT display. It's not the Super AMOLED display, unfortunately, like we saw on the Galaxy A20, but it is a 90 Hertz panel, which is really nice. So super smooth, silky scrolling right off the bat here, which is something that I really love. I think a lot of people coming from the A20 that didn't upgrade to the A21, they're going to appreciate this 90 Hertz display. They're actually going to feel the smoothness coming from that phone. I think that's pretty cool. So like I said, 6.6 inches. It's 1080p as well, $399 for the PPI. So overall, it's a pretty sharp looking panel here. If you get past, there's no 90 or there's no Super AMOLED. I think it's a pretty good looking display here. We got a little bit of chin here, a wider drop notch, which honestly I really want this phone to have a punch hole, but the wider drop notch, again, it's fine. I'm not gonna be too picky because honestly, like I said, we're paying 200 something bucks for this phone. But as you can see, color wise, everything looks really good. I had zero issues in the sunlight when I was taking photos and stuff like that, so it's viewable outdoors as well. So I think for anybody watching 1080p content on here, playing games and stuff like that, I think it looks fine, and the display is pretty big as well on here. So overall, I was really happy with the upgrade here for this phone. Now, off the bat, this phone is running the One UI 3.1 with Android 11 right off the bat here. We have our Google Now page, which I love. And Samsung's UI has come a long way. If we check out the toggles, see if we have any sort of special toggles here. No, it's just pretty much our basic stuff. Here, let's see, live caption, Dolby Atmos. Yeah, so we don't have like a ton of, toggles and stuff to mess with, but it is One UI on here. And it works extremely fast. It's very smooth on here, which is something that I love. And like I said, I know somebody's gonna ask, yes, you can toggle from 60 Hertz to 90 Hertz. It's not, you don't have to leave it at 90 Hertz. And let's go ahead and change these buttons actually. Yeah, so overall, One UI, you know what you're getting yourself into here. It's very fast and smooth on here. The Samsung Edge is going, so the Samsung Edge is not here though, so that's something that I am missing. But other than that, pretty much It's the One UI that you all, know and love here. Alright, so here are your Geekbench scores here, and Samsung opted to not go with the Exynos processor, but what's interesting is that they went with the MediaTek processor, so it's the 705G chip in here with the Mali G57 GPU. We also have micro SD support, and then, like I said, 128 gigs of internal storage and 6 gigs of RAM on this particular model here, and you can see how this sort of compares to some other Samsung devices and some other devices in sort of its price range. Check out some gaming on the A22, and let's see, Call of Duty Mobile, we have medium to high frame rate, so not super impressive, but again, I always tell people for these budget phones, these are not necessarily gaming phones, so let's go ahead and check it out. Turn the speaker up. I mean, gaming on here is fine, and this phone hasn't heated up at all, really. Oh, man. But yeah, so if you want to do casual gaming on here, as you can see, it could definitely play Call of Duty Mobile. I'll drop a full gaming test for PUBG, and Fortnite was not compatible with this phone at all. Now this phone has just a single 5-inch speaker, so let's check that out. I wish they added stereo speakers to this phone because it is massive, so I think they definitely could have put that in there. I mean, it sounds fine for what it is. It's definitely loud enough, and also the phone has pretty decent haptic feedback as well, so I really like that. So overall, the sound on this phone is fine. So one of the things I absolutely love about this phone is the physical fingerprint scanner. It's been an awesome experience so far. It is extremely fast, and I just love the placement on here. Instead of putting it on the back, just putting it on the power button, it just makes everything super smooth. This phone also has face unlock, which works very fast as well. So boom, as you can see, let's try it again. Boom. That works very fast too, so no issues there. So there are some things that you should know. There is no type of splash proof rating or IP rating on this phone, and there is no NFC on this phone as well. So if you're somebody that depends on mobile payments, you do not have that on the A22 5G. And of course, you do have 5G on here, so if you live in a 5G area, you will be able to take advantage of that. Now let's talk about the cameras on here. You have a triple camera setup, a 48 megapixel standard, 5 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and you have sort of an odd resolution for the video. It is 1152p at 30 FPS, and you have an 8 megapixel selfie that shoots in 1080p. So I think the images on the A22 are actually very, very good. I was really impressed. I think that's where this phone really shines for the price point. You get some good amount of detail with this phone, as well as color accuracy is pretty good on here as well. And yeah, I just really enjoyed the dynamic range on here as well. The ultra wide seemed to be really close to the main camera, so it retained pretty close to the color. Not exactly, but it was pretty close. And yeah, you still get a good amount of detail with the ultra wide. The portrait gave a good nice little blur here as well. And yeah, I was just super satisfied. I think anybody spending money on this phone. Now you can get you can get some problems with overexposure if there's like a ton of light, kind of struggle there. But I think for the general person that is just snapping photos and you want a good shot, definitely this phone, like I said, performs really well in sort of like a medium light, to where I put other budget phones in that same place and they don't perform that well. They lose and get really noisy. The images come out pretty clean if you're in sort of like not so good lighting. So I was really more impressed with that, if anything. So the selfie camera was pretty good too. So overall, A22's cameras, my first impression, pretty good. I'll let you guys see the video, hear the audio as well. Alright guys, here is the video for the A22 here. Check it out. See how it does. And do a little bit of walking. I do notice it's like kind of struggling with focusing. It does seem to struggle just a little bit. But overall, let me know how the mic sounds. Alright, so another thing that this phone will be really good at is battery life. So this phone has a 5,000 milliamp battery with 15-watt charging. So again, nothing really special with that because most phones that are coming out have 5,000 milliamp batteries these days. But yeah, so battery life is going to be very good on this device. Again, that will vary with 5G. I don't have 5G in my area, so I honestly cannot really tell you. But yeah, so you should get really good battery life, and then I'll let you guys know as I continue to use the phone. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next one.